We're jammed in this space. Okay. All right. So Kira's good on the moderator. So we're good.
Moderator over there. Hello, everyone. We are live. Oh, Rebecca. Good. I have another moderator on here.
Fantastic. Okay.
Fantastic.
Hello, Rebecca.
So just tell them to go to the website, Rebecca.
I was gonna say you should, or we should. How do we want to? This is all new. We're just here doing the thing. Krystyn, do you want to? Are you leading us in a quick grounding thing?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Earth, air, fire, and water, we call to you, and we cleanse the space and bring forth our intentions for today's live with Kim, Rachael, and myself as we're accessing parts of our subconscious and connecting with spirit in perfect love and perfect trust.
And so it is.
And so it is done.
All right. So, okay. So we are on the Hapa Healers TikTok. Thank you for sharing your audience with us.
Yes.
So
and
exciting.
I know they're happy because, like I said, I keep trying to go live, but it's so, life be lifing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yes. So hopefully we will get an opportunity to do some Q&As as well as some readings. So, Kira and Rebecca, if you just want to take note of who's joining and names and all of that, we can get to that towards the end of the live. And on YouTube, same goes for you guys. Whoever joins, please stick around. We'll do some Q&A and
some readings.
Yeah. So
let's welcome everyone
Yes.
first. We should probably do a clap just in case. Just for the masses.
I feel like that's fucking ridiculous. I'm tone deaf. So I can't, I am like, how are you going to, how are you going to clap while
tone deaf has nothing to do with your ability.
I feel like they're connected.
To have
I
rhythm.
love how she says that is
This girl's got
absolutely fucking ridiculous.
got no rhythm.
I love
Okay,
it.
I know you think
love
that it's
it.
just a clap, but
I
it's
do it.
actually
Okay.
way more
All right.
challenging
Are
than.
you ready?
I'm
We're
ready.
going to clap on 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Like how you're like, how are you going to do that?
No. It's more challenging when it's not, you're not here. I don't know. There was an episode where we clap so it like streamlines the video for when we record our podcast as we normally do.
So we can sync up the audio with the video.
Because we have
got
2
it.
cameras and
Right.
it's a whole thing because we
Right.
have these lovely humans that help us that I have no experience doing any of this. So
I love
when you
it.
have to clap in sync, I suck at that. And then
It's her favorite.
it kind of turned. And so now
you
I'm
have
like,
that story in your head, and now every time you have to clap, you're like, oh my god. I
no,
have to clap.
it does. I'm like, 43 years old and
We
struggling.
were in here the one day and our intern Shane just looks at her and he goes, I don't mean this to be like rude or anything, but do you have any musical experience?
Oh my gosh.
And the answer is no, I don't. So
Oh,
thank you.
great.
Yeah. I told my daughter she needed singing lessons and she got offended. And I was like, you love to sing. And all I'm saying is you have to learn how to use it correctly.
Yes.
People
Totally.
you can literally lose your voice.
You have
Yes.
talent.
Yeah.
You have to hone it. You have to
Yes.
hire a Krystyn.
Yes.
That's one of my other
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
voice coaching.
I
Yes,
teach
she needs it.
vocals, violin, and piano.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. I
All
love
the
it.
fun.
Synchronicity.
Do you want to get in on the Welcome to 2 Mystic Mamas intro that
Yeah.
we do?
We're all going to say it together.
Okay. What
Have
do I
you
say?
heard it?
I have heard it, but I don't know it well enough.
Okay, well if you
Okay.
get in on it,
You do.
You do.
It's all right.
Okay.
all right.
Shall we welcome everybody?
We shall.
Are we going 2 or 3 though?
We're going 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Welcome.
I thought we were going on 3. Wow, she's you.
I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Okay, take 2.
Here we go.
Take 3.
Okay.
Shall we welcome everyone?
We shall, yes.
There we go.
Welcome to 3 Mystic Mamas.
No. See?
It's perfect. It's
Okay.
perfect.
It's exactly the way it's going to be.
Kira,
Take 4.
are you excited?
Okay.
Welcome to 3 Mystic Mamas.
Woohoo!
We got it.
We got it. We're here for
Hello,
it.
TikTok
Hello,
world.
TikTok world. Welcome.
All right, so we prepared some questions for you, Kim.
Sweet. Let's do
What's
it.
your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple.
Okay, love that.
It
Ooh,
used to be black for a very long time. And once I became a Reiki practitioner, it's insane because you would never catch me in like a hot pink dress or like a green shirt and green shorts or, I mean, black. It was black, 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 black. And that was just me constantly trying to protect myself. But now that I'm an intuitive healer, purple, because it keeps my crown chakra open.
Well, I was going to say, we talked a little bit too when you came in about auras and our ability to see auras. And, you know, purple is one of those colors that shows people's connection to their intuition, their psychic abilities. So do you feel like that, you know, can you feel that presence in your own aura?
Yes. And I can definitely feel like when I'm off too. And that's why when I do, you know, the meditations here on TikTok, you guys, I pay attention to the colors that I see.
Right.
And when people are meditating, I'm like, pay attention to the colors that you see, because that is how your guides are talking to you. They have, and I try to tell people too, colors are just frequencies. Like we as humans, we have to see color. And that's why they say like red, orange, green. That's just where the light and the frequency are meeting. I was like,
totally.
When you go to heaven, names too. Names are all made up. Like when you go to heaven and you're like, where's Archangel Michael? Because you know, I want to see him. They're gonna be like, who? And it's like, oh, where's the frequency of protection? Oh, that's over there.
The blue bubble.
The blue bubble. Yeah.
Well,
the gold guy.
100%. Because I've had this conversation with my daughter too. And I'm like, the only reason that you know that an orange is called an orange or an apple is called an apple is because somebody told you.
Yep.
At some point, somebody assigned that name to that object, that feeling, that person, that emotion.
I cannot tell you how many times as a young child, you know, I grew up in a house where my mother spoke Korean, my father spoke Mexican. Oh my God, I swear to God, I know they speak Spanish. What the fuck just happened? My father is Mexican, but he speaks a Spanish, not Mexican.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm getting old. This is what happens when and I say, I'm not claiming that, but it's a fact of life. As you get older, your mind, like your memory, words don't come as easy. So, and English, right?
Yes.
So I always would have those thoughts because it's like, that word is this, you know, word is la palabra in Spanish. You know what I mean? And I was like, who said like, this is book? You know, this is toilet. And like, that's what I said. Like, and then, you know, you go to these other countries and it's completely different. And and I would always have those thoughts like, who the fuck made this shit up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who made this shit up? And everybody just went along with it. Like, okay, toilet. Okay.
Yep. Language is wild.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think in all of the different languages?
I think in English. And it's funny that you say that because that's what my parents say. Like my dad growing up, he would do the bills and he'd be like, 123, 125, 128. And he'd start counting in Spanish and I would laugh. And I go, why do you start out in English and then you always end up in Spanish? And he's like, because I think in Spanish.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's like, I think in Korean. So, and I understand what they mean because when I'm trying to say something in Spanish or Korean, I think of it in English, translate it into that language, and then the output comes, you know?
Now, do you dream in English or do you dream in other languages?
You know, I have dreamt in other languages, which is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I was telling Rachel, I don't
dream. I was just going to.
I have visions. All of my downloads happen when I'm awake. So like when I'm meditating or like through hypnosis, you know, I was like Greek in one life and it was like fascinating to just see myself speaking in Greek. And I had no idea what the fuck I was saying. I was just watching like, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I was like, that's so cool. Look at me go.
So that like is, I think, a perfect segue into the main topic of today. I'm sure we're going to go down some rabbit holes, which also reminds me we should have a timer on somebody's something because we might just.
I think, well, I can see the time from here. So it's like 12:04.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so we keep kind of like a roundabout idea of where we are.
Yeah.
Roundabout. So we're talking all things Akashic. Now, you are a spiritual guru when it comes to like different modalities and how you tap into doing different things. And, you know, your viewers and followers on TikTok also know you for your meditations that you do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But Akashic is also one of your talents.
Gifts.
So gifts.
Yes, and thank you. I'm like, guru, I don't know about all that. But,
I mean,
yeah, but learn, like, I definitely have a lot of modalities that I use. And I think with somebody who has a lot of extra energy and problems paying attention, I could not have asked for a better job. Because every day, like yesterday, I had a mediumship reading and then 2 consultations. Like today, I had a Reiki session and then a podcast. Like it's every day, it's different. It's never the same. Like some days it's mediumship, sometimes it's Reiki, sometimes it's, like I said, just a reading, asking a bunch of questions. So I love it. And then the Akashic Records also. Like I do Akashic profiles, which I started yours. We got to get that done. But yeah, the Akashic. And it's so wild because in my session this morning, it was a Reiki session, but on her root chakra, a lifetime where she was this lady has been like a freedom fighter in every single life. And it's crazy because on her root chakra, I saw her like in the desert. And I was like, it was almost like you were Moses, but not the sea. You were like in the desert and she was planning to help all these people escape. So what she was doing, she was a man, and what she was doing was making her way across this desert. And right now she's struggling. Like she was like praying to Allah. Like I could see her like, Allah, like, why are you making me do this? Because this is a strong, healthy man and he's barely making it across this desert. And he's thinking to himself, I got to get elderly people, children, like all these people across this path. Like I can't even do this. Like what is happening right now? So like, I was like, that's literally where your soul's at in another timeline right now. And you need to start talking to him and encouraging him because he's like calling out to his God, his higher power.
Right.
I get to her sacral chakra. And on her sacral, I see her as a little boy in like a dungeon, like really poor. And he ends up growing up and becoming a politician, and like speaking for the people, like, and, being that type of person. So it was like a rags to riches, like, so on the sacral, like creating. So I was like, and then when I got to her solar plexus, it was wild. It was like she was laying there floating and her spiritual team was like literally operating on her. And it was like she was a computer. They were like taking out like certain things, like programming that's not working and like reprogramming you.
That's
it was
so wild.
It was wild.
Had she ever had Reiki before?
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Her last session, which was about 3 weeks ago, I hardly had any notes. They were like, just remove this, and tell her to slow down. And I was like, okay, because she's going after something very ambitious right now. And I'm not going to say what it is because it's really, really ambitious. And she messaged me yesterday. She's like, I got the Hierophant card. And I was like, was it upright or was it in reverse? And she was like, upright. And I was like, okay, well, upright means be a sheep. Like, don't rock the boat right now. Listen to what your elders are saying and listen, which is like weird because that's not your vibe. You know what I mean? And upside down would be like, no, fuck the system, rage against the machine.
Right.
So I was like, so I go, it kind of tracks with your last session where they said, slow the fuck down.
Right.
And I told her, and this session, what's happening is her timelines are collapsing. So everything that she has learned in that life and all of that, it's all coming together now to help her step into this really ambitious thing that she's going to do in this life. And I was like, but the reason they're telling you to slow down is because homeboy over there on the desert is struggling right now. And if you try to push too hard, you're going to fuck shit up for him, which is fucking shit up for you because it's your timeline.
Like the domino effect.
So take it easy right now. You're walking. You have to start here. And I go, and that actually tracks with you getting the Hierophant card right side up. Like, take it easy. Yeah. So it was wild. So my Reiki isn't just like Reiki. It's like past life stuff. If that's what needs to come up.
Totally.
Come up, Right.
I think that's so awesome.
Yeah. And I love that you allow whatever's going to come to come. It doesn't necessarily have to fit into a box of this is what I do and this is all that I do.
Yes. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, every session is different. I don't know what's going to pop up. And I'm just a messenger.
I was going to say, we're the conduits. We're just delivering what is given.
I have a girl finishing my intuition course and she has to read 9 people intuitively, no cards. She's going to sit there. She's done 2 so far and she is doing fantastic. Because that's why it's like, we all have this. You just have to learn, like, what am I listening for? What does that mean?
Right.
How am I pulling that in? And I tell, I used to teach tarot. I haven't done a tarot class in quite a while. I'm probably going to do one soon, but a lot, so many people, the first question they ask is like, what if I give the wrong message? And I was like, well, you're already in the wrong place.
Right.
Let your ego go.
Right.
Like the fact that you want to be right or wrong, your readings are going to be off. Because instead of you naturally letting what's coming in and you knowing your role, which is just to be the messenger, you're not judging anything. Your ego, your fear of being wrong, your readings will be off. Do you know what I mean?
People right, because then you're going to be tapping into your own consciousness rather than receiving the messages that you're supposed to be relaying to somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're just looking at your own fear.
Oh yeah.
And you're coming from a place of judgment.
Right.
Because you're already judging yourself. You're already judging what I want to be good. I want to see. So the reading is just going to be off. And that's why I tell people it's all about intention too. Like have a good heart, because when people are like, oh, I got ripped off, and here's the thing, in every walk of life, there is light and dark. Okay. Let's talk about priests and, some of these church people who have like private jets, you know what I mean? Like light and dark. You
can't have one without the other.
You cannot have one without the other. We must balance it. And what's happening now, what people don't realize is when there is dark and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing, and the ones who are in the light start matching that, it's just going to grow more dark energy. And it's so difficult. It's always like, why does it have to be so hard for us? Because the ego is so easy to live on the ego side. So easy.
It's easy in one way, but it's hard in another, because you're constantly, when you're living in ego, creating other problems for yourself.
That part. Bingo. It's easy to make the choices with ego, but what you don't realize is your life is hell because you're aligning with your ego,
right?
100%.
So with us, that's why I
choose your fucking heart.
Exactly.
Right?
Choose your heart. Because with the light side, and here's what I say to people who are on the light side, and this is the part that we know. All the energy that you put out in every life is what is going to bring, create your karmic debt or create your karmic surplus. You know what I mean? So I love that little girl with the seatbelt. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself, because it's true. Worry about yourself first and what's happening in here. What are you creating? Because if you choose the light, yes, it's so, like I said, it can be difficult. Like right now, I'm menopausing. So trying to give grace and be patient with some of the people right now is very difficult.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
When I'm sweating and want to be angry.
Like the bitches in the back to hear, please.
Yes, so. I'm having a very hard time giving grace and having peace. And, I don't particularly like running, but I can't go around punching people. So I punch the pavement.
I mean, you could. That's a choice.
I could, but that choice, my ego, right? That's why I said it's
might
great.
choose to put you somewhere else.
Exactly.
The hotel down on 2nd Ave.
My husband's always like, okay, gangster. Because like I'll be at home talking about what I'm going to do to some people. He's like, okay, like, and I haven't.
Oh yeah. I love when I say that too. I'll be like, oh man, and he's like, Jeff's always like, you won't do shit. I was like, yes, I would. I totally would. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. And, now being conscious of my thoughts, and now I won't even think bad thoughts. Like the second I'm like, no, you know what? Go heal that part of you, because I'm not going to allow you to allow me to stay unhealed. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. I was watching something last week too, and I wrote it down because I'm like, okay, I need to like journal and do a little bit more shadow work on this. And it was karma before manifestation. You cannot manifest what it is you're looking for in your life until you start to repair some of the karmic debt that you have created through your own thoughts, your words, your actions.
Or you'll manifest more shit that you don't want.
Right.
Like you will, you can. Yes.
Not manifesting bullshit.
Not manifesting bullshit.
Because what they don't realize is they're not being completely honest.
No.
You're not being honest with yourself. And I've said this so many times, you will not be ready to receive what you have been asking for. And then you think you get what you want. Like people who cheat, right? They think that so many girls I have seen, younger girls, right? Girls that are like in their 20s. They see a really happy couple and they will intentionally break that couple up because they see how happy this couple is, right? So then they think that when they're going to be with this guy, that they're going to have this happy relationship that they see. But it wasn't that. It was their vibe. Work together. And now you created that relationship out of a very toxic vibration. It's not going to last.
Nope.
Do you know what I mean? No. And the debt that you have now created for yourself, like you got to clean that up.
Yep.
Because you've now put out that energy. And that's why, like, even with my thoughts, I'm like, nope. And you know, a lot of stuff came up for me the last couple of weeks that I thought were healed.
Oh, I know. Isn't that fun? We can relate. We can relate, Kim.
It was like the scabs just got ripped right off. And it was very... And then here's the other thing that I'm aware of. My health. If I allow myself to get angry, resentful, you know, whatever, I'm putting my body in a space that will receive
totally
ailments,
well we
injuries.
Store it. Right. It doesn't go away.
The body keeps score.
Yep.
There's
the body keeps score.
Somebody wrote a book. Body keeps score.
Every time I find myself going back to a scarcity mindset and mentality, I end up with my immune system compromised somehow,
which has happened quite a bit this past year.
Yep.
But here's the thing with that, though. The difference has been that in this year, when I've had these things happening, is that I am fixing them and working on them and like recognizing what the pattern is, and then making different choices.
Yeah, because
so it's like a same thing. All of these things are going to present themselves until I have healed them, but there's no end. And this is like my message for people too, is like, just because you think something about yourself doesn't make it a truth.
No.
Right?
And you have to, and that's why I said people have to be honest with themselves. Is this really who I am, or is this what people told me that I was?
That I feel like that is something that the majority of people never get to experience for themselves. Whether they put themselves in positions where there's belief systems that keep them on that belief path and they don't deviate from that, or they just choose to not question, right? Because
to not question.
I am a question asker, and I always have been, to the point sometimes where like it annoys the shit out of people. But like I am always curious about life. I'm curious about religion. I was curious about the belief system that I was raised into. And so when you start questioning those beliefs, sometimes you get great answers. Sometimes you get weird answers. Sometimes you get answers that continually ask and prompt more questions. And so it is fascinating to just watch the whole thing unfold, and how we come back to your point. We're going to continue to get those tests that we thought we had beaten or that we aced.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, JK. Because I always say the universe has like a great sense of humor. It's not funny all the time in like you getting sick, you getting a concussion, you getting stung by. None of that was funny.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
For anybody. But there is that humor side of it where you can see it with whatever lens you want to. But I choose to always see things with a little bit of humor mixed in to say, you know, what did we garner from it? What positive things came out of that?
Right. Because there's lessons that have to be learned. There's experiences that have to be gone through before you can move to the next level.
And what you have to realize is we do bring karmic debt with us. I have worked with so many people. There was a lady, Maria, on my live, and she was talking about stuff, and I was like sitting there and I was like, she got a lot of karmic debt. I was like, I bet you got fibromyalgia, don't you? And she's like, I do. And I was like, bingo. Because it's lessons. Okay, let's say the loss of a child, right? So what I see in the records is somebody lost a child. I literally believed growing up Catholic that God like did that. Do you know what I mean? Like, how mean? I was like, God is mean. He's so mean. Like that lady's suffering now. Do you know what I mean? And what did that poor baby do? Because what you learn about heaven and hell, and if you're
Totally.
I'm like, what did that baby do? Like, oh my God, why did that baby suffer?
It's very confusing.
So confusing, right? God loves you, but you will suffer. God loves you, but don't be bad because he'll send you to hell. But God is loving, but don't love those people. You have to hate those people.
Right.
God is loving. What the heck is happening? And that's why I always questioned it too, because of the hypocrisy.
Well, I mean, and I didn't have a word for it.
Hypocrisy.
Right. I didn't have a word for it, but I knew early on, I was like, I'm just confused half the time. What message are you trying to send to me?
I was blessed with a godmother who gave me a great example. And this didn't happen, but she just reminded me a lot of people in church who would like, let's say they saw a pregnant teenager, like a 15-year-old. Oh my God, look at her. I can't believe she's pregnant. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then their daughter gets pregnant. And they're like, listen, but it happened because blah, blah, blah. And just like, we'll make all these excuses, you know what I mean? And just not see the hypocrisy and like what, you know, all of that. And again, what you said, Krystyn, it really comes down to your self-awareness. So where do we come back to? Worry about yourself. Why are you upset about something? Why are you triggered by something? Go figure that out.
Well,
you know?
And usually it's a result of you're being reactive to something you don't like about your own personality or your own characteristics.
And I hate that.
So now you're being reactive to other people that have, you know, done the same thing or something similar or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, if we can turn the mirror, you know, back this way and do a little bit of work, I feel like that clears out some of that
and that's
energy.
What I was like, I hate that because it's true. When I get mad at like, and then listen, I'm a hypocrite too, and I'll be willing to admit that because as
we all do it.
As I just said that story, my guides are like, oh yeah, tell that story about how like, you know, I see somebody who I don't like, you know, and I have to put that mirror up, and it's like the word bully and narcissist. I said I was going to stop saying them because I don't want them in my frequency anymore.
Right.
So how do you start? Stop saying it. Right. Mm-hmm. So as I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I'm aware of this and blah, blah, blah. But the hypocrisy is like, I'll see like a bully and their mom and I'm like, okay, I'm not reflecting because what I'm doing is standing up for, do you know what I mean? Like, and here I am like deflecting. No. I don't really need a mirror in this situation. It's because I was bullied. And no, Kim, you're triggered. You're angry. Sit down and figure it out. And that's why I said with a lot of this stuff happening, I'm like, oh, Jesus, you asking me to give a lot of grace and kindness to people. And I am struggling.
That you don't feel like they don't deserve it.
But I feel like that's a part of ascension. Like that is a part of vibrating on a higher level is coming to a place where you understand that there are those people that are going to be out there. They're going to be warriors. They're going to be, you know, out there being loud. And they are needed just as much as the people that are running the, you know, Underground Railroad, right?
Right. No, totally.
They're both necessary.
Light and dark.
And dark. And it really makes us aware of our light and how powerful it can be. And that if we just stay in our space and hold that frequency,
right,
things will shift. And here's the thing too, everybody knows this. No evil person or regime has succeeded. They do their freaking damage.
Yep.
You know, and here's what I have to remember too. When I got my grand Reiki Master attunement, my teacher was like, don't ever extend energy, frequency, or a thought that is not going to help that person. Like he knows that I help homeless people, right? So when I see homeless people, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for them. Nope. I see a human being. I see my brother or sister and I'm like, hello, friend. What do you need? Do you need a blanket? Do you need a lot? Like I go to the encampments and which my husband hates, but I'm protected. And he's like, what if they stab you? Okay, then I guess that's the end of my journey then. Like, that's just how I think of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you mean I'm going to die and go back to heaven? Don't fucking threaten me with a good time.
I mean,
like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, I know what home looks like, so I'm not scared to go there.
We just make you a t-shirt that says, bring on the stabbing.
Kira said the live on YouTube is having some issues. What does it say at the top? Warning.
Connection is unstable.
We are checking it out. That's
the only thing about being in these oasis places, like the Wi-Fi. Which one?
Which oasis? Which oasis,
I
Krystyn?
know.
You have so many.
Siri's like, which oasis?
The beach oasis.
I mean, we do love living back up in here, but there's like the service isn't great. Even though we're in like a nice, like
it's not like
area with houses and stuff.
You're not.
But you got lots of trees.
We do have lots of
I
trees.
could not live in one of those places that their neighbors are like a mile away.
Right.
That's
what you have to drive 45 minutes to get to a grocery store.
I can't. With my forgetfulness, do you know how pissed I would be? I'd have to drive 45 minutes to go back to the grocery store.
Well,
I think spending a lot of time in your car.
I think you'd have to start having a garden.
Yeah. Oh, that part.
A garden.
I do need a garden.
All right, we're gonna have to add that garden witchery to your list.
I do. I am getting better. Like I said, all of my
because we get to eat after this.
My bonfire thing I did. I had marigolds, lavender, and sage that were all grown in my garden, and I was like, I am that witch bitch.
Yeah.
I am so legit right now.
These are from well, I messed up an episode prep, but these are from my garden. But now
I know I saw them.
We have all of those things out in my garden if we want to go out and do it. And we have a fire going.
I want to do like rosemary. I need to start growing more. But
I brought stuff to do a simmer pot, but there was like
I love simmer
lots
pots.
of smells. Jesus,
guys, do simmer pots. I want to start. Yeah, I want to start making simmer pots. Like pre-blending them.
I give them away. I make them up and I go deliver them for the winter solstice to all of our like close.
I had one going.
You're a good friend to have.
She's a great friend to have. Yeah, I did one last week, and
I was like, that is an awesome friend. If you have a friend like Krystyn who's bringing you like boils to do, like, please be grateful for that.
Thanks.
Like, seriously, that's just putting that energy out is amazing.
Yeah. We had a whole episode where we had a kitchen witch on, and she made food, and that was a lot of fun too.
It's fantastic.
The simmer pot, Emmeline decided to light the simmer pot that I had made. Didn't tell me, and we left the house. And then we came back in. I was like, "What is that smell?" And Emmeline goes, "Is it still on?" I was like, "Is what still on?" I was like, "You're not allowed to light any more simmer pots. You have to tell." She's like, "I forgot." I was like, "Yeah, but that's how houses burn down.
This is why you don't have a candle in your room.
This is why you're 12 and you're not allowed to play with fire." Okay.
We have in my group, Echoes of Light on Facebook. It's a spiritual development group. So for people who do want to increase their intuition, who want to know more about different religions.
Know about this.
Yeah, who want to know about different religions. And I've been like so occupied, but I was like, okay, I definitely got to get that group going again. So like Monday, I would do mantras, manifestations. Tuesday tarot. What is it Wednesday? I would do an intuition.
Oh, that's
test
cool.
for everyone. Theology Thursday, talking about the different guardians, the different guides, I love the Hindu deities. Like I work with Lakshmi a lot. She's the goddess of abundance, and especially for like females and small business owners. And she loves flowers on Friday. So if you're a small business owner and you're a woman, give Lakshmi some flowers on Friday. She loves it. Speaking of which, she's like, yeah, bitch, where have you been? I'm like, you're right. I got you.
We practice what you preach.
Yeah, I was like,
plans on Friday.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So yes.
I mean, that's one of the things to like revisit what we were talking about. When we go back and we're editing our episode, there's so many times that I like will write myself a note. I have my desk is dry erase.
Oh, I love that.
And so I'll just write myself a note. It's like, hey, bitch, you were just talking about this. Make sure you're doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
I think you brought it up and you reiterated it, but I think that one of the messages that I think is so key for this exact podcast episode, and even though we're talking about Akashic Records, is the fact that like we're never going to get to that finish line. We're never going to be completely healed. We're never going to, it's all an illusion.
Yeah.
We are always just, you got to find that happiness. You have to find that joy in whatever situation you have.
Yes.
Some situations are going to be more joyful. They're going to be more higher frequency. They're going to be like vacations, right? Without kids. That would be an enjoyable experience.
Yes.
But like just life in general, it's always that evolving.
It is. And I do believe though, your soul gets to a point where you're done. Like, okay, I'm done. There's nothing else that I want to experience on earth. There is no like karmic mess that I got to clean up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done. So this was interesting. So I was listening to this podcast of this woman who had and I don't know why they call it near-death experiences, because they literally die. Do you know what I mean? They should just call it death experiences. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't near death. Yeah. They flatlined. They were dead.
You died.
Yeah, they were dead. So
you be dead. What happened here?
The stream finished over here for some reason.
Okay. Can we
restart it?
Oh, want me to start a new one?
I guess.
Part 2. Big 2.
You should want me to make it part 2?
Yeah. Bunch of copy and paste here. How are we doing on TikTok? Maybe.
How are we doing on TikTok?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
They're not used to being on at this time, but they'll catch the replay.
All right, I'll see if there's anything.
And if you guys have questions, we do have a moderator on there, and I will be doing questions and answering them.
Any questions? She said that there's a little bit of a lag here and there. But
I think
it's all good. And I just texted her to see if there was any questions.
Okay, that's probably what's happening.
Well, okay. While Krystyn is getting this all spun up again, do you want to give like your definition of Akashic, like a high level? And
so honestly, like, and I was thinking about that too, because I was like, okay, I want people to know. And honestly, like, the best definition of it, and to keep it really simple, is it's your soul's library.
Mm-hmm.
Every thought you've had, that's why I said be mindful of your thoughts. Because you might think, oh, I just thought it, but I didn't say it. It's recorded. It is in your records. Every lifetime that you've had, all the timelines, all of your future possibilities lie in these records as well. You know what I mean? I love doing readings. My mom calls me a fortune teller, and I'm like, I'm not a fortune teller.
Oh my God. That makes me think of that, in the box, the game.
Yes.
That you do.
Literally, she thinks that's what I do. And I'm like, no. And I tell her, I was like, I see future possibilities. Like, you could decide to shift your mindset or make a change, and then, your possibilities are going to change.
Now TikTok's having some problems. Welcome.
They'll get it. Yeah. So I'll post it on the TikTok anyway.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to see it. Yeah. And I'll send the link. I'll put the link in my link tree and on my website.
I think that's a good visual though.
Put it on my website.
When you think about Akashic. Yeah. It's a library that, you can check books in and out of, and there's pages with words on them. And
so I want to get back to, because in the Akashic Records, right? What are you creating? What books? And you're writing these books,
right?
You're writing these chapters. You're writing these stories. Thursday, my car completely died last Thursday. I was like, oh, I just paid you off. Great. I was like, probably just the battery, right? Just the battery, no big deal. I stayed calm all day. I was like, well, I guess I'm walking your asses to school. It was raining. My husband's like, no, I'll come get them. He comes, picks them up. Called the school. I'm like, throw them on the bus. No big deal. Got them home. So my husband looked at it. It was just the battery. In the past, I would have been like, oh my God, it's probably the fucking engine. It's probably the alternator. It's going to cost me like $5,000 that I don't have right now. Ugh.
Yes.
And then all day I would have been stressed out. Now I got diarrhea because I got my sacral chakra all messed up. For what? When it was literally the car's 5, and my husband was even like, your car's 5 years old. Batteries die. You gotta replace it.
Right.
And it was such a calming energy. And my mom was like so grateful for that, because here she is recovering in my house, and I wasn't like chaotic, Right. And old me would have done that.
Yes.
So I'm listening to this podcast, and this lady has these death experiences, and she explained heaven and hell. And I was like, bingo. Thank you, lady. Thank you for putting it in words that I can now use to describe what I see in the records. So you can go listen and go read about people who have had death experiences, what they see, what happens, you know what I mean? And what happens. Everybody has talked about it. There's a review. There's absolutely a review of your life. Okay, Kim's dead. Kim's got to look back. Okay, Kim, what karmic debt did we create? What debt did we clear up? Which ones did we make any debt? No, you didn't. Oh, you know what? Like, again, this whole thing. Did I show grace, and was I as loving as I could have been right now in this moment in my life? What am I doing? What choice am I making? Because guess what happens? When Kim dies and I go up and I do my review, every fucking memory is going to come up. And all of those memories where I chose to be mean or a bully, I'm not looking forward to looking at those because they're already done. I did them, right? So now here I am trying to clear up that karmic debt because I can, right? Because we're doing a review, but I'm not dead yet. I'm only 48. I got a long time. Right. So as I'm doing this life review, I already know those memories that I've created. I'm trying to clear that up by being kinder. I'm being given opportunities right now in my life.
Yes.
To choose to be kinder and more graceful. And I'm not doing it.
So,
go ahead.
Well, I just had a download where we were talking about like hypocrisy and how, and you were like, I am a hypocrite. I will be the first to admit it. The other thing that I would just like to admit openly and freely for myself, but I feel like you guys will also vibe with this, is the fact that you can change your beliefs. You can change how you think about things, right? So like something that you thought was a truth that now you have different or more information and you're like, I no longer believe that. That's okay. I think people get caught up in this like, well, I can't say this because I said this other thing once and I'm, you know what I mean?
Yes,
and like,
it's they don't want to be like a hypocrite. No. I feel like that's a shift.
There's a growth.
That's a shift and a growth.
Right. And I feel like you can,
like you're right.
You can
People
go back.
Don't want to say that because they don't want to feel like they're a hypocrite. A hypocrite is knowing what you're doing.
Well, that's true.
Because what happens is people do go on the internet and like, I mean, we see it all the time, like to go back to politicians. They're like, oh, you said this in this year.
Well, and the thing is, the internet is a great place for people to stand behind a screen and talk shit. But to your 100%. Point, it doesn't matter if you talk it, you thought it, you wrote it, it's collected. And so the other piece to that I think is a very difficult thing to truly, truly do is have forgiveness.
Yep.
I think it's a lot more difficult. Like it's so much more than I forgive you. Like you have to feel it in your soul.
You have to look at that person and be like, you know what? I hope life treats you kindly.
Yes.
I hope that you get sunshine and rainbows because that's not how we think. We're like, you know what? You were mean to me, so I hope all your karma comes back to you. And that is not the way.
No. And people will say
we're not meant to be
the way.
Judge and jury.
That is not the way.
No.
Because as you do,
but you can look at people that say I forgive you, and I'm like I call bullshit. I call bullshit all day long.
There's a difference in somebody forgetting or choosing to put something in the past and actually having forgiveness,
or just saying those words, I forgive you.
Right.
Because there
do you know
are
what
people,
that means?
like let's say like the people who are like, I forgive you, you hurt me. And they really don't. They just choose to like go on. And that's hurtful. That's not good either. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like people think, oh, I'm just going to let it go. But you're holding that energy inside of your body.
Oh, right. Well, and that's the other thing.
But what I want to
like
bring full circle is to make us aware that the people that we're talking about, the people that we are judging in this moment, right? Because we disagree with their actions, are on their own path, in their own timeline, on their own journey.
Yes.
So while we might not agree with it, that doesn't mean that we're right and they're wrong.
No,
that's
I agree.
Our perception of it.
Right.
And I think about this a lot when it comes to karma, and you brought up heaven and hell. I'm not Christian. I don't believe in heaven and hell.
No, I don't either.
But very much so, I believe that not only every thought, every action, every word has that imprint that you're talking about that, the universe ultimately keeps a record of, but it also has an impact.
Yes.
Yes. Because it's so much easier to sit back and be like, I have no control, because then you don't have to take responsibility. As soon as you step in and you take responsibility, you step into your power.
Listen, that is exactly hitting the nail on the head, because this is what people think. And there's a lot of spiritual people right now bypassing shit. And I'm like, good luck, because let's go back to this. So when you do the review, and you're looking at all of these memories, That was so good. That was, oh my God, I remember that trip to Disney. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was on that podcast. That was that's heaven. So when you die, you created heaven by your actions, your thoughts, your memories, what you created, right? We're not powerless. So if you're somebody out here, there's no right, there's no wrong, but what you create. And here's the key, guys. Do what you fucking want and what your heart desires. But here's the fine print that people don't read: with no harm done to others.
Yep.
That's the fine print that you guys aren't reading. Well, God says but are your choices harming others? That's all I'm asking you to ask yourself. That's it. Because again, I am creating my own heaven and hell over here. Because if you are one of those people that's constantly leading with ego, you don't give a shit. That overactive root chakra. So you're creating hell. Right. You are going, everything that you have done. Oh, because here's the thing too. Those happy memories, you're going to feel that times 1,000. So all of the things that you did harming others, you're also going to feel that times 1,000. So that keeps me very conscious of my thoughts, my words, my actions.
But why not create that for yourself now? All of us have the ability.
We have the ability
to create that for yourself.
I'm not dead yet. So listen, I got a few things that when the review comes up.
But even before that, in this life,
clean it up.
We're creating every single thing that we're feeling.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes. We're running it. We're writing it.
Yep.
So that's why I tell people, rewrite the story. I can panic and say, oh my God, I don't have enough money to fix my car. Or I can just be like, it's just a battery. So I got that. And it wasn't cheap, but I didn't freak out.
No, right.
Oh, I wasn't in a lack mindset at all.
Right.
That's how my dad was. There was never enough money. No, there is always enough money. But my dad did not raise me that way. He raised me to be scared and to like hustle. You know what I mean? My mom is so wealthy, but she holds on to that money like she's a squirrel, like just collecting all her nuts. I said to her, when you die, I'm going to bury you with all your money because I don't want it. I go, you are not enjoying your life. You don't take any vacations. You don't go. It's like, if I had as much money as you, I'd be out. I'd be on first class tickets I would have been on a cruise to Greece already. I would have been in Italy seeing the Amalfi Coast. I go, you worked all your whole life for what? What have you enjoyed? Any of it? I took her to Hawaii for the first time in 2019 and the lady hugged me for the first time in my life. I mean, it was a back hug, but still, it was an embrace. She tried. And I was like, what's happening? And she was like, thank you. You know? And I'm the opposite of her. I'm like, bye bitches. Listen, when my kids get old enough and my husband doesn't have to like worry about them and I don't have to worry about a babysitter, I will be on a 1-week retreat to Peru, Costa Rica, and I am not going to feel guilty about it. Listen, I got to fill this up so I can pour out. You know, I'm a very good mom. I am not the best chef, and maybe their meals can be a little bit better. Awareness,
that's
right?
That's a teachable. Yeah, that's a teachable thing.
Said, like, but at the end of the day, and I ask my kids, and I tell every parent, ask your kids. I say, are you happy? Do you feel safe?
Oh, we had that.
Name me in
yesterday.
Use 3 words to describe me to someone. I want to know what they would tell someone about who I am. Describe mommy in 3 words.
No, I love that.
It's so funny because I just did a stand-up show for like 170 people. It was the first time my kids have seen me like on a stage performing. And so they saw the reels and stuff. And so my son was like, fun, magic, and famous. I was cracking up. I was like, well, I don't know about that, but okay.
I mean, our kids love that kind of stuff about us.
Yes.
So, like,
well, they know that I have like a big TikTok.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like their kids at their school, they're like, Liam's mom is a YouTuber. I'm like, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a TikToker.
Yes. Isla always says that. She's like, I'm going to be a podcaster like you, Mom.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
But we watch 2 boys on a pretty regular basis. And the kids last night were talking about another one of their friends that has some developmental issues, and he can be reactive in school, and sometimes there's scenes that are caused. And we were just talking about how he doesn't like to do sleepovers. And I was like, well, home base is a safe space for a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. And sleepovers, they can be really scary.
I didn't like sleepovers.
And I said, so, you know, I can totally understand that like sleepovers aren't their jam, that they want to be in their safe space. And one of the little boys, he said, I consider your house to be one of my safe spaces.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I was
That's
like,
the best compliment.
I was like, thank you so much for saying that, bud.
Yes.
Because I do. I try really
Yes.
hard. But then I'm like, I don't try really hard. It comes naturally. And it does to you as well, that we create spaces that are welcoming and that are enjoyable and that are safe. And I love that.
I mean,
that's like an important part.
I need to
too.
work on that
Like,
because I do not let certain kids come to my house. Like, you know, people that my son calls friends and I can see that they're not his friend. They don't come to our house.
I know that's
with
such
me.
a hard
So-
place to be too when
Yeah, and
you're
that's what I
like,
said. And I know
there's
I need
certain
growth
kids
there.
too. Yeah, there's certain
need
kids
growth.
where
we
that-
just
have
had
that
this
same thing.
conversation recently, and you know, my daughter is become closer with somebody who I have no issues with at all. But I did let her know. I said, there's not ever going to be a time where you're allowed to go to that house just because of things that I've witnessed.
Yeah.
But she's welcome here.
Yeah.
yes,
She's like, we will welcome her with love and, you know, treat her how we treat everybody else.
yes. And I think that's listening to intuition,
Oh yeah.
especially as parents. And I mean,
Right.
I can't tell you, I can tell you how many times I haven't done that. And then I've been like pissed at myself
Right.
for not listening,
Yeah.
that putting the kids in a inopportune position to learn their own life lessons. I mean, that's part of it too, is
Yeah.
They're
we
their own
still have to
people.
let them
Yeah.
be humans. And it sucks sometimes because
Oh, it sure does.
especially as they age and you can see ish how things might turn out, right? Like it's always one of those, we have experience, we kind of know where things are going to go. I mean, our daughters are in middle school and wait till she gets there, but it's a wild fucking place, man.
Listen, yesterday my daughter is besties with my next door neighbor, and we have another little girl, Mariah, that I watch. It's her mom is graduated a year under me, so we're like, you know, that Gen X moms with these little kids in
Yeah.
elementary school. And naturally, the little girl that I watch and my next door neighbor are becoming closer. So my next door neighbor was giving the little girl something, and then Luna asked for some, and she was like, no. And so Luna got all huffy and puffy. She comes in the house, she's crying, and she's like, she didn't give me any, blah, blah, blah. Well, Luna's a jokester too. And the other little girl was like, Luna, she was joking. And I was like, well, Luna, this is a great experience for you to learn when you're joking, quote unquote, how you make others feel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, the sarcasm. is real.
Yeah, so sometimes you're joking and you hurt other people's feelings, and I think what's being given to you right now is you acknowledging how you feel when somebody else was joking with you, and if she's truly your friend, let she was joking, and let your friend know how, like, hey, I didn't think that was funny, you really hurt my feelings, and then talk it out.
Yeah.
But you coming in here and crying about it and removing yourself, what's that doing? Do you feel good? Now you're the lone man out, and
Right.
you put yourself there.
Well, and not every kid comes from a household where you're encouraged to talk about your feelings.
That
or
was
to-
my husband.
to talk it through with your
Yes.
friends.
That's my husband.
Yes.
So there's going to be some kids that don't have the same emotional,
Yeah.
intelligence level.
Men in general, I think that
Yeah.
is pretty typical. And I have that conversation with Graham a lot where I'm like, find your words. I know you're frustrated with me, but find your words to like be specific. So I also,
Oh, I like that. I haven't used that.
Can
with
figure
Todd.
that out.
Todd, if you hear this, find your words, buddy.
I was okay. So I was simultaneously irritated and very proud of my daughter at the same time last.
and I think that's important though. We
Wait,
can be both, right?
right.
Like
Okay, so we go to a.
it's so true. That's
we go
like
to
me
a Pirates
all the
game,
time.
right? And this is like with her swim team, whatever. So she's sitting up with her friends. I'm sitting with one of my swim mom friends, and her friend shows her the new update on their iPhone, and she wants it because it's like cool looking or whatever. So she does it while she's sitting there, and it completely shuts down everything on her phone. She can't get into any of her apps. It's set her restrictions back to being 9 years old. Like she's so mad about it. And she comes down and she's like, obviously this is now top priority.
Yes.
Right.
And it's now your problem.
In the middle of like sitting at the Pirates game, and I'm like, there's only so much I can do here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Whatever. So, she walks away, and I looked at my friend and I said something. I was like, well, yes, this is clearly tip top of importance, like, because she witnessed the whole thing. And I got a text message from Evie right away. It was like, I don't like it that you did that and you turned around and talked to your friend about that. That really hurt my feelings. And I was like, thank you for telling me that. I'm sorry that I did something that hurt your feelings, and I'll be aware of that.
Yeah.
I was venting my frustration to my friend, but you similarly will do the same with your friends. And I appreciate that you feel safe enough to talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was like a growing moment for both of us.
Yep. Because you and I both know you weren't raised Christian. Were you given that safe space growing up?
It was actually very interesting. So my dad was Catholic and my mother was Wiccan, and had been Baptist. Interesting lineage.
Right.
So there's a lot of like witchcraft in my family on my mother's side. But I was given the opportunity to make earphones.
Oh, oops. We've been on for an hour, ladies.
Oh, is that what happens at an hour?
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So I was given the opportunity to decide what I wanted to do, and I researched everything. And I had a good friend who was Catholic, and my dad was Catholic, but he did go to church. So,
that's a fun story. It's not a fun story, but where the priests.
Oh yeah. So I'm sitting in church with my friend because I want to experience it all.
Right.
I enrolled myself in a summer of Baptist camp.
I took my daughter to a church. Yep.
Researching, Buddhism, anything I can get my hands on. And
or as I like to refer to it as Buddhism.
Buddhism.
I combined Hindu and Buddhism.
Yeah, I love it.
That is a whole different religion, my friend.
I love it.
The Church of Buddhism.
I like that church.
We twerk on Tuesdays.
Oh my God. I can't twerk.
I can't twerk either.
But anyway, I was sitting there in church with her, and this priest looks down and he was like, looks right at me, and I have a pentagram necklace on, and he was like, throw the witches in the fiery furnace and listen to the wail. And he's like eyes just like this. And I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
This is not the religion of choice.
Yeah. And then he sent us to the crying room where all the babies, they would send all the babies because we were sitting there in all our goth attire.
I took my daughter to a church. She asked to go. And she went to the church.
When you say a church, are you talking about a Catholic?
No, it was like a non-denominational.
Oh, okay.
And literally that day on the board, he had something about witches. And I walked right out. I was like, I'll wait for you.
Again, you want to talk about hypocrisy?
Yeah.
Right. Bam.
And then I did not let my daughter go back only because I can't put her in a space that they're going to teach her that what I do is evil.
Right.
Like,
no.
What?
Well, it's interesting because we were up visiting Charlie's family a couple months ago, and her cousins were going to Sunday school on Sunday, and they invited her, like, do you want to go? And she's like, yeah, I want to go check it out. And she went, and like, she was like, oh, yeah, that was interesting. And I was like, well, if you ever want, to go down that path for yourself, let me know and I'll, make it happen.
I've told my kids the same thing.
That was the end of that.
I was like, as long as you're not a jerk, I don't care what religion you follow. But if 100%. Your religion starts making you judge people, I will snatch you out of there. I will. Yep. Sorry. Yep. I'm not going to let you go down that path.
And I told my kids too, I said, I want you to be able to make the decision for yourself. I said, it is, in my opinion, an individual decision. It is not something that I need to impact or force or any of that. And I felt like at the same
time, I will snatch them out.
Well, that's true too. But like, because when I was 18 and I left to go to college, I didn't go to church anymore. I was like, I'm done with this.
Oh, the call I got from my godmother. Your father told me that you went to a Protestant church. I did. I did. Yes. And I, again, because I don't want to be, I'm like, do you want me to start listing the things that you have done, oh Holy One? Do you know what I mean? Like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy. My dad told me recently, and I'm going to say this because she'll never hear it. Nobody knows who she is anyway, but she called my dad and she was like, what do you ask God for in the morning? And he was like, nothing. I'm like, in my 70s, I wake up and I'm like, thanks for giving me another day, buddy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't wake up and ask him for anything. I'm like, oh shit, my eyes opened.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. And and she was like shocked. She goes, you don't ask him for anything? He was like, no. And I was like, and then you wonder why.
You're like, what do you wake up and thank the universe for every morning?
You're literally, and she has been dying of cancer for the last 12 years.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up too, because my dad, he was talking about my aunt who I don't have a relationship with. And he was like, yeah, they think it might be XYZ. And I was like, well, that's called projection. I was like, why do they think that? And he gave me, it was like, she's not feeling well. They're running these tests. They're all coming back negative. Therefore, it must be leukemia and she's dying. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, let's just get some answers before we just start like projecting out and getting all of this drama and karma spun up to maybe be that she's deficient in iron.
I think
which is a joke. I don't know, but you know, like I just
I think my aunt, I think she's been dying for like 20 years now. And it was funny because I think after like 10 years, because, you know, it had been like it's going to be like 4 to 6 years. So like when we hit that 10-year mark, I remember asking him like, has anybody actually been in the doctor's office and heard him say that she is in fact dying from cancer? And my dad was like, no, I was there, mija. I went to the one appointment and I heard it. And I'm like, were you hungover that day?
You're like, is that what they said?
Out of curiosity. But again, and listen, and here's where I'm real, my judgy ass, right? Here we are like, kiki, judge. But again, at the end of the day, I want to create the heaven.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's, yes.
Heaven.
So if we were going to reach out to people that are watching this right now and share our wisdom, share your wisdom with them about how they access these records, how they can read these records. I know you do both of these things. Where would you even begin to start?
Meditating. You have to quiet your mind. Jay Shetty, who's a, you know, everybody knows Jay Shetty. He literally wrote that book and it's called The Monkey Mind. You are thinking of 1,000 things. I was diagnosed as hyperactive when I was 12 and I was like, I can't meditate. Are you kidding me? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm literally a meditation coach now, you know? So I stopped telling myself that story. And I was like, you know what? I want it. I want peace in my life. I don't want to feel like I have to drink. You know, that's the other thing. I've been sober for 6.5 years. And it's like, no, I want to change. And I'm tired of living like this. Because the other option was, and let me tell you, when I've read my Akashic Records, I have checked out of so many lives. And I was like, dang, I've had 8,007 human reincarnations. And I thought it was like around 6,700. I was wrong because I just looked up my report again. And I'm like, it just, okay, bye. You know, just unaliving myself left and right. And I had no choice. And it's like, okay, I want this peace in my life. And I had to reprogram myself. And that's what you have to do. Like that's saying no one is coming to save you. So you have to ask yourself, what do I want in my life? I want peace. I want happiness. Okay, how am I going to create that? I got to look at myself. I got to know myself. Why do I think the way that I do? Why do I say the things that I do? Why do I feel the way that I do? Why do I not go after the things that I want? Why am I always in such a lack mindset? And it's all programming and you can absolutely reprogram that. And I am a big advocate of meditating because I said you can pray all day and ask God for this and ask God for that. But if you're not sitting down and quieting that mind and listening, then you're not going to get the answers. So you have to start there. You don't have to do anything. But
it's also a choice, yeah.
But if you want to.
Do you feel that guided meditations is a good place to start? I know for me, that was very helpful.
Yes. I started, and here's what I did. I did guided meditations at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go on YouTube. I'd pick a nice guided meditation. I'd lay there with my headphones and I'd go to bed. It was great. My husband knew. He was like, did you put your meditation on? Because he knew Kim was about to be knocked out. Bye. You know what I mean? And I would wake up and the meditation would be on. I had to turn it off. And then in the morning, I did it in silence. So what I did, and I tell all my clients this, you set that phone timer for 3 minutes. And I do an exercise of like breathing in and picturing like this white crystalline tube just lighting up in the center of your body. That's your energy. That's your chi. And then exhaling and picturing that tube coming out the base of your spine. It's going through all the layers of Mother Earth. You hit her fiery core. Inhale. Exhale it again. On your next inhale, you're going to picture that tube going out the top of your head, the clouds, the stars, the galaxies, all the way up until you reach heaven. I'm always breaking through clouds. I go through the galaxies, but then I end up in clouds again. And then exhale, pulling that energy down, and then just sit there and let whatever's going to come through. You might all of a sudden like have a memory of your grandma, or all of a sudden see a vision of your dog, or all of a sudden like see a friend that you hadn't thought of. And then we want to judge it. And again, there's the ego. Let it go. If you're new to it, you're going to be like, okay, I did that. Okay, it's 5:30. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to go make some coffee. And then I got to send out these emails. Go back to that tube. What do the layers of earth look like? Oh, let me see who's up in heaven. Go back to that breathing. If all you do is count, inhale for 3, hold for 3, exhale for 3. And that's all you do. Inhale for 3. Hold for 3, exhale for 3. And then when that timer goes off, guess what you didn't do? You didn't think about breakfast. You didn't think about the emails. You didn't think about all those things. It's a practice. It's going to take time. I am that bitch that will eat a salad one day and then wonder why I didn't lose 5 pounds. Yeah, consistency. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep practicing it. And it's yours. There's no wrong way. The way I tell you to do it, you might start doing that and be like, when I go down, I go deeper than that fiery core. That's not what I see. Great.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Well, that's it. The visualization is so different for everybody. And I love that you talked about doing it in silence, because I started meditating young, like between 12 and 14, I would say. And I did it in silence. I would sit in my room for hours.
That's amazing.
And that's when I learned to read auras too, right? Mm-hmm. Because I was immersing myself in that. Now, obviously, as you get older and you have responsibilities and everything, that changes. But there's something about sitting in silence and connecting yourself to your breath. And every time I meditate, my visualization is different, right? It's always going to be different. But you allow those messages to float in. And I mean, I will journal everything afterwards, and not everything sticks with me.
Yep.
There are some messages that will come in repeatedly until it sticks with me.
Yep.
I mean, anybody that's watching can be like, when you have that fleeting thought where you're like, oh, it's right there and it's just not quite tangible for you. Mm-hmm. If you allow yourself to go into that space, I think it comes back around.
Yep. Even after I get off the lives on TikToks, I encourage people. I'm like, now go do that in silence.
Right.
Now that I'm done, now I'll shut the fuck up. And now you go do that in silence without me talking. And that's why I tell people, don't play music either.
I think if you're manifesting, it's really helpful to use guided meditations and music.
Yeah. But if you're like looking for answers, if you want to be like me and hear your ancestors and hear people from the other side, you got to do it in silence, because even frequencies are going to mess with the messages. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're listening to a certain frequency. So that's why let the frequency just be you and your guides, your ancestors, your higher power. And listen, your ancestors, your guides, and maybe it's just me, they got a sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
It is not all serious. And I think that's why people really appreciate me, like my clients, because my clients, when they do a Reiki session or a reading or whatever, they will leave laughing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I have this 70-year-old lady and she called me. I just did a house clearing for her. I was ghost busting. She had a spirit stuck in her house. He was being real ignorant, like slamming her kitchen doors and shit. So she was laughing and she's like, that's why I like calling you, because I end up feeling better, And that's why I was like, yeah, it's just your mindset. You're telling yourself, I need to freak out about this.
Yeah.
You can tell yourself, no, this is funny. this is funny. Come on, this is funny. You know, so I know for me personally, like Jesus, I've gotten closer to Jesus since I'm not Catholic anymore. And he is funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like funny. He has a great sense of humor.
Yes.
You know, and like a lot of my ancestors, I was talking ancestors that I would never meet.
No, and I always joke that like the real Jesus is always like, man, they got me all wrong.
All wrong.
Well, listen, the real Jesus almost had me light my microphone on fire by accident.
Wait, listen. Oh, shit. And fun fact, Jesus was an unknown motherfucker until he died.
Well, yeah, they didn't even start writing the Bible till 40 years after he had passed. What a good time.
He was, and kind of like some,
like he was so important.
And it's like, I don't want to compare, but it's like almost funny because someone else was also pretty much unknown until something happened. You know what I mean? Like half of us here didn't know who they were, and the world definitely didn't. Do you know what I mean? And so like even Jesus was only like nobody knew who he was, and then all of a sudden these men decided to make him something.
So you need a narrative in order to teach a lesson.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
What is a difference between like doing like a full Akashic record versus an Akashic reading?
So when I do an Akashic profile, that is like, where are you from? Are you Palladian? Are you Arcturian? Are you Polarian? Are you Draconian? Are you Mentakin? Like,
can you explain some of that to people?
Yeah, so each of those, so when your soul, like when the egg and the sperm come together and you become human, your soul, and this is where I guess it's like a combustion, like a natural, like boom, all of a sudden your soul just comes about, right? And you're like, you talk about star seeds, you come from a galaxy, you know what I mean? So Arcturians are like usually like leaders, politicians, speakers. You know, Palladians are usually like people like me, like artists,
that's what
intuitives, woo woo. Do you know what I mean? So most of my lives, that's who I've been because that's where I'm from. That is my role in the whole universal of the universe, right? So that counts, like where you're from, and each of those has certain characteristics.
So do you, in this whole line of going, you know, each of your lives essentially, are you always going to be Palladian?
Yes.
Okay.
But there are people who they'll have a couple,
like a cross seed.
Yes, they do cross. Yeah, like a cusp. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I'm gonna jump, and those are the advanced souls. They're a little bit more advanced, so they're like, you know what? I'm fucking crazy. I want to go over there to the Andromedan galaxy, see what's going on over there.
God, I feel this in my soul right now.
Yeah, see who wants to have a couple of adventures. Because like we were saying about you, when you've learned everything, right? So I believe the advanced souls, that's the ones that switch.
So wild.
Then you also have in this report, oh, excuse me. It's always threes.
Yours is.
Yeah. I only stopped at 2. Okay.
2 Mystic Mamas.
Mine comes in
Mamas
20s.
balanced.
Oh
Two,
my
two,
God.
two.
Krystyn,
Two.
she sneezes like a fairy.
That's my dad. My dad goes, "Hata, hata, 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 hata." He got in trouble for that in elementary school. His teacher thought he was doing it on purpose. And he was like, what? Like, I'm sneezing. But in the profile, also, I'll tell you how many human reincarnations you've had. Because if you think you've only come and experienced this dimension as a human, you're highly wrong. You have experienced it as a butterfly. You've experienced it as a horse. You've experienced it as, you're over in the 13th dimension as a dragon right now, probably burning shit down. Our souls are so much more than just the human experience. And that's why I said you don't understand. We're having a human experience in this third dimension. There are multiple infinite dimensions. So you're one of the, we also have life path centers. You have 2 of them. So balance and love. So your soul is like, okay, in this incarnation as Krystyn, I'm going to try to figure out this balance thing. And I'm also going to let people know what love is. I'm going to be that bitch that's constantly preaching love. I need it in my life. I need it. But
affirmative.
Yes. But in the report, it will also explain like how that can be detrimental because somebody who's always loving, then you don't have boundaries. So that is the experience.
That's been the experience in the lesson for me. Correct.
Yes. Like, okay, I'm going to be love, but I also have to learn to have boundaries and that's where we create the karmic debt where it's like, okay, you were loving, but you didn't love yourself and look at how miserable you were and sick and come on, Krystyn. And you're gonna be like, oh, I see that. Okay, I can do a better job. Okay, I need this mom, I need this dad, I'm gonna need that shitty boyfriend. Give me a couple of backstabbing friends. Let's create these experiences.
All right.
So your life path centers. Then there's actually a monad specialist, which fun fact, when your soul is created, it does indeed split into 144 aspects of you. And you see this number 144 so many times. Like there's 144,000 chosen ones, like blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And so there's 143 other versions of you in other dimensions right now. So deja vu to me is literally a glitch in your matrix.
Right. And, we've talked about this a little bit when we had another guest on kind of talking about past life regression. And I really get into this as well, is that time is not linear.
Mm-mm.
And everything is happening on different dimensions at the same time.
Yep.
And that's a real big mindfuck for people.
Oh, Kim knows, Naisha.
Yeah. And there's I'm going to be doing an Akashic Wheel of Time, which is also like hypnosis. So hopefully I'm going to be adding that in 2026. And I did a past life and Akashic Records regression. And there was a lifetime that I was very well aware that I was like Jenny from Forrest Gump, right? And I was very well aware that I overdosed on heroin and crack cocaine in that life. I was abused by my father. My mother had died at a young age. My father was abusing me. And I did not know this until I did a regression, but I had a younger brother. And when I left the house at 18, my younger brother was only 12. And so he felt like I abandoned him because once I left and the dad started physically abusing, not essay like he was with me, but physically abusing the younger brother. Come to find out, that younger brother is my father in this life. I left that life in 1971 and I was reborn so part of that karmic overlay is with me now, which makes sense. That life. That's why, the imprint of that life.
Right.
My father is still alive in that life.
Right.
I died at 1971. He was 12 in 1971. He was born in this life in 1951. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, snap. You guys are really effing me up right now, but I see what's happening. And then I was seeing the overlays of how I am with my sibling now, how my dad is with my sibling, how I am with my dad, how I am with my mom. And I'm like, okay. I see what's happening and it's not linear at all.
Well, and it's really interesting that you're able, when you're talking and you're like, okay, this was the life that I lived and you're able to lay it out in bullet points, right? I could not look at my current life and lay it out that succinctly in bullet points because there's just like our bodies, right? We have so many bones, we have so many muscle, like there's so much connective tissue that's unseen.
Yeah.
And I think that is the stuff that transcends with your soul through your lifetime is all of these other pieces. Like that might be the circumstance, but it's all these other layers of who you are that make up that experience and how you participate in it.
Yeah. It's crazy because after that vision, my dad's mom, our mom died in that life. My dad's mom in this life died when he was 6 months old. He doesn't know what it's like. Nobody's loved him unconditionally. Not even my mom. Do you know what I mean? And then my sibling and I don't because They didn't show us that. My mom right now is getting a type of love that she's never received. I mean, when I tell you I'm waiting on her hand and foot, like yesterday, I was like, when in the nursing home, I was like, go get fresh air. I was taking her out. Do you know what I mean? Changing her. Like I shower her. I was wiping her. Like, I had her sit out on the couch yesterday. Do you know what I mean? My husband came home and he's like, oh, Amma, nice to see you like out of the bed. You know what I mean? Cause I'm like, no, enjoy your life, breathe. She was like, I want some ice cream. I was like, you want your coffee one with the chips or do you want, we got some drumsticks. She's like, no, drumstick. I went and grabbed her drumstick. I put a towel over her. I gave her the dress. She's like, oh, this is what I want. I like attention. Do you know what I mean? But nobody, not even her own mother.
Who doesn't?
Her mother was Asian. She had 7 kids. You know what I mean? Like she didn't even get hugs from her own mom. And then she found a husband who was a narcissist for his own reasons as well. And so like when I saw that regression, I was like, I have the opportunity to really shift some energy.
Yes. And find compassion. And for me, that's a big thing too. Like I listening to your story and I can resonate on a lot of levels with family members of my own family where I try really hard to find that compassion because I know that they're just not aware.
Yeah. Like
and
I
don't have
that compassion for my aunt. Like even just talking about her, I'm being very sarcastic and very blah, blah, blah. Clearly, I do not have love or compassion for her
yet
because of the way I'm talking about her yet. And that's something that I'm working on. And like you said, Krystyn, it never ends. And I know that's why it never ends because I might not.
Nope.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. And then other people, I'm like, you and me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're creating it just as much as you're cleaning it up.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm ready to do it here, but I am not ready.
Not with you.
No.
This is coming with me.
Right.
You know?
And isn't it funny too when you meet people and you're like, I feel like we know each other.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What's happening
The
right
way
now?
I just jumped in the bathroom with you girls. It's like we were in high school doing our makeup, like get ready to go out at like sorority sisters. And we're just like,
and you know who knew that we needed to have that happen was Naisha.
Oh, nice.
Which I think sometimes when you have, and you are a spiritual practitioner, you meet people along your path that you're like, so-and-so needs to meet so-and-so. Like they, and that's why having this podcast platform has been really, really incredible because that's the whole premise of it is to get the voice out, to get the message out, to help, to bring people together that are stuck or feeling overwhelmed or not feeling connected. And it's like, these are ways that you can, you can do the work. You can figure out, it'll at least start something.
And
it'll light something.
When you were talking about that person that you listened to, and she was talking about heaven and hell, and it resonated for you, is we're out here trying to put words and lived experiences out there for other people to be like, yes, that's that. Like I've been thinking that, or I've been feeling that, and I didn't understand like how to connect it. Right.
Yes. People don't realize how many visions of their past lives that they have. Like I will literally, every time I come around the Fort Pitt Tunnel and I'm coming in from the downtown, coming towards Green Tree, and I come around that curve, I will literally have flashbacks. I drove off of a bridge with my 2 young children in one life.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, when I tell you I have flashbacks of my former lives. Like what, because once you start tapping into the records and I'm like, but when you don't know what you're looking at, I cannot tell you how many of those visions I had before I knew what, and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like I said, it wasn't in a dream. I was wide awake. Seeing things. And I'm like, what was that? We have glitches in our matrix. We have flashbacks. And fun fact, there is a universal law that they must tell us what is happening down here. And they do it through movies. Disney, let me tell you, Disney's slick. The Elsa on Frozen 2, when she saw what happened to her parents, I was like, that's the Akashic Records. You motherfuckers aren't slick.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
well,
you're not slick. Soul, the movie Soul.
Yes.
Watch it.
Yep. Coco.
And Coco, and they're very slick. They make it kids movies.
Oh yeah.
And they're not. Bart Simpson. The Simpsons are literally telling you what's going to happen, what is happening. Believe it or not, but I'm telling you.
South Park. They make it palatable for people.
But it is a way. It's a frequency too. So it's like the easiest way to communicate.
They're slipping veggies. in our dinner.
Oh yeah, that's literally what they're doing.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And it's so crazy because, like you said, this is we're in the age of Aquarius now, right?
Yes.
So now all
We're
of us
actually
who were
in
hippies
it.
in the 70s.
You brought up Jenny from Forrest Gump. Funny you should bring that up.
Yeah.
Because that
where
song
we're at.
plays
That's
in that scene.
where we are at right. Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's where we're at right now. Do you know what I mean? And we're not scared, and people need to have this safe space. You can't burn me anymore. You're going to try to shut me up. Do you know what I mean? I already had a vision of me in handcuffs being taken away because I speak up a lot about a certain regime right now that we're living in. And I'm not going to be quiet about it. Like, you've burned me at the stake. I already know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, not necessarily that I'm going to get arrested, but look, it's happening. People who are speaking up are going to be punished. You know what I mean? And I said to my husband, I go, remember when I told you? Because you know, he's a Republican, but not that kind of Republican. That's why we're still married. Do you know what I mean? And he has said to me, like, you need to chill. He's worried about my business. He's like, you're a Reiki practitioner. You can't be out there. And I was like, I will not be authentic. And I don't care, Todd, because whatever clients are supposed to come to me.
Is your name Margo?
Todd.
I don't know, Margo.
I don't know your husband, but
I love.
Come on, Todd.
I love when I get to say his name because I was like, how great is it that I got to marry a Todd?
Yes, like I just see him in a all silver tracksuit.
Yes, yeah,
like a baked potato.
Yeah, I like.
Griswold.
I know. They had on like baked potato suits.
Oh, yeah. Like foil.
So
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Oh my God. Like he's like going to ascend.
Oh no, somebody's trying to come on. No, people want to battle. I'm like, we're not battling right now.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
TikTok's a crazy place.
When you go live and you battle, the more, like, if you win the battles, then, because TikTok pays you to go live. So I don't know. I just want to do readings. So that's why I decline them. Because that's, like, again, what would be my intention?
Right.
I'm not trying to battle you, sir. I want to give readings.
Yes.
So what is an Akashic reading like?
So an Akashic reading, so
like?
the difference with that is we literally sit and you ask me all these questions. What's going on with this relationship? Where do you see this job going? Why am I blocked here? Where do you see this going? And I'll be like, okay, I see these possibilities. Do you know what I mean? I have a client who's a comedian in New York, and she's like, I have these 2 agents who want to sign me. So what I did was I tapped into her records, and I'm like, well, let's see what will happen if you go with this one. And I was like, if you go with this one, it's smaller. She's going to be very attentive, but it's going to take you longer to get to point B. This one is high energy. Go, go, go. Big agency, rock star. She'll get you to point B much faster, but you're going to feel rushed. You're going to feel pushed, and you're going to feel lost. Do you know what I mean? Once you get to point B, like you said, pick and choose.
Right.
Choose which path.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Neither one is wrong. Which experience would you like to have? Do you want to have this nice soft experience, or do you want to have this chaotic, what the fuck, I'm famous now, but where's my agent experience?
Okay.
Choose your battle. And it's not a battle. I like to say experience. That's the word I like to use.
Choose your own adventure.
For everything. Yeah, I'm like, this is an experience. You're experiencing that.
All right.
thing.
So sidebar, hold up your left arm for me.
Yeah. Ah,
They have the exact same tattoo.
The enlightenment. I love that. And you know how you have your lotus flower?
Yeah.
Do you know I was supposed to get the Om sign there because it's part of my logo and my business as well. But when she had done that, I was like, do you know? Because it was going to be really big and all filled in. Mm-hmm. So after she had filled in these little lines, I was like, I think I've reached my pain threshold for the day.
Yeah. And as you get closer to that.
Well, and this little bottom part that has the dots, it's called the unalome.
The unalome.
And that's for friendship.
Path to enlightenment. It is not linear. It is not.
I think I need that tattoo.
Yeah, it's paved with friendship.
It's paved with friendship. Yep. Mind, body, spirit.
I mean, and mine eventually connects,
Yeah. My mom, when she saw this, I got it in last, it was still kind of like cold. So she didn't see it until I had to like actually expose it. And I was cracking up because I was like, here I am at 48. And I'm still like, I'm like picking and choosing my battles because it's like, I don't want to hear her mouth.
Right.
And she was like, why do you do that? And I was like, because I like it. It's art. And
it's
I
art.
like it. She's like, if you like art, I'll buy you a painting and you can hang it on
different type of art.
I was like,
I got my own canvas, Mom.
I like the art on my body. Literally.
Yes.
I'll never forget. I got my first tattoo.
Tramp
is a
stamp?
cross on my back because I said, if I get a cross, Jesus won't be as mad. Because it's a shout out to Jesus. That was literally my thinking. I was 19
Unlearn
years old,
that belief.
and I got a cross. That's what it is. And I'll never forget, I forgot about it because it was on my back and we were at the dressing room at Express. And my mom started freaking out, scratching my back. And she was like, is this real? Is this real? And I was like, it's real. It's real. Stop it. Yeah. Like freaking out. I had forgotten about it. And then when I got this one, that was when I was in my fuck everybody moment. So I didn't care that they saw it. And then that was like when I was like 20 something and then didn't get one for like 2 decades. And I was like, this is like my first real, this is my friends. So this one means my other 2 besties got this tattoo. But this one, my journey.
Nice.
And I told my mom I'm getting sleeves. So she better get over it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Well, if your pain threshold was that, your sleeve might take you at least 2 more decades.
It will. It'll probably be finished when I'm like 75. But I'm all right with that.
It'll just be an add to it.
My mom will be dead by then.
She'll be your dog by then.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know my sister and I, since we were younger, always told her she's going to reincarnate as a dog?
Oh, there you go.
You are so mean to dogs. You are literally going to reincarnate as a dog in your next life.
Yes.
Just FYI. You are, and yeah.
What type of dog?
Downloads didn't even know
Downloads did not even know that. You could have said any animal and she said dog. Wait till I go home and tell. Like, Mommy, guess what the other intuitive said to me?
You're going to be a dog. D-O-G. D-O-G.
And we always we're going to be you're going to be a poodle too, like a little bougie dog. She'll be a poodle.
Yeah, but you'll be in charge of her haircuts.
I'll dye her pink. She's gonna be like,
it all comes full circle, guys.
Pink. Yes.
Hilarious. All right. Well, we can ask Kira if there's any questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Do we have any questions or readings or?
Okay. Let's see. Where's Kira?
Yeah. If not, you guys ask a question.
Questions or P?
I love it.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Okay. It just said P. We're not going to do that. Okay, we'll wait for her to come back because Kira also has to boogie. So, but
why don't you ask a question?
Trying to light.
No, please don't.
Travis Kelce on fire over here. Or is it Travis or Jason? Which one is it?
Yours, Travis.
Yeah, I always forget what my microphone's name is. You mean in terms of like about the records or like anything. About my own?
Anything that you want to like ask. Yeah.
I am really interested in diving into this with you in doing my own records.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I really like get strong messages intuitively and from my spirit guides often. And there was a big chunk of my life where I shut that down. Right. Mm-hmm. And the last 10 years have been me opening all of that back up when it was like a huge part of my life, starting at like 12, 13, 14 years old, all the way up into like my mid 20s. So I think the question that I would have to ask is, you know, do you receive any downloads just like by being around me or even sense spirit guides?
So the way I have my boundaries with the spirits is unless a question is asked or I am asked to come into your space, I don't. I'm like, no. Right. I was telling somebody else that I have people who literally will not stand. There's a dad at my kid's school. He will, anytime I go near him, I'll be like, hi. He's like, hey. And like, will literally walk away from me.
Runs away from you.
Now, I will not tap into, I could be like, what's that all about? I already know what it's all about. He thinks that I'm going to tap into his thoughts and an energy, which already lets me know I don't want to know what you're thinking. I don't even want to know what's in your head 100%. That you're nervous, that you're walking away. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, unless I ask. Now, I was telling Rachel, we talked about there have been times where I walked through dicks when I worked, and it's always dicks. I've walked through dicks.
Sorry, the way you said that, I was like a field of penises.
Yeah, these people.
Yeah, she walked through a meadow of dicks, guys.
I walked through dick. That should be the name of a song.
That's our album.
That was a great memory.
We'll just title this.
Yes,
I walked through dicks.
Field of Dicks.
Okay, anyways.
I'm gonna write a song called Field of Dicks. Okay, so I
don't,
and only
TM. She just trademarked that shit.
Yeah, and it was like just there, and it was twice with two people that worked there because I had a store in Monroeville Mall, and both times these ladies' fathers had come through with messages. And I was like, nope, I'm not Teresa Caputo. I am not going up to them and asking them. So the one guy that worked there also helped me out a couple times. So I told him, and I was like, hey, Danny, is that girl an artist? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I think her dad came through and was like, she needs to stop bullshitting and get back into her art. And so he gave her the message. And then, of course, she messaged me afterwards, like, I'd like to book a reading. And I'm like, sure. And then the other lady, same thing. And she actually booked a reading with me. Her mom came into town and they booked a reading with me. And it was very emotional. Do you know what I mean? Like the things that came through. So, so again, like it was weird, but that's probably the only 2 times that has ever happened. Like where I didn't ask. Right. And it came through. And I think it was because they knew I would get the message to them through Danny. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it was only in Dick's and it was twice with the girls that work there.
Right.
You know?
I mean, that happens to me too, but it happens more often when I'm with people that I'm really connected with too.
Yeah.
Where I can't necessarily help that I get visions and downloads.
I mean, there's things that I'm picking up on you. Like, I know you're very intuitive. Do you know what I mean? Right. Like, I know that like you have a lot of ancestors that are around you. Do you know what I mean? Also like karmic overlays that are coming in, but like specifically, unless I go in, do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I do get like, like I said, I'll be like, they'll be like, oh, that person has low vibes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I'll feel people's frequency more than anything. Yeah. Like, even though I might not necessarily get like exact downloads, like I will feel your frequency. I know right away if you don't like me. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's so crazy. And it's not a projection because like I said, I don't even know you.
Right.
So I'm not projecting anything because I don't even know you. So I don't like you or dislike you, but I can definitely feel that you are feeling something towards me.
Oh, people can't hide that.
No.
Yeah.
It's like the worst.
Yeah. But they try. It's crazy.
I mean, if they try, then you're like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to be I don't need to be here with you.
No. Yeah.
Do we have any questions, Kira?
We do not. Okay. No. Kira said we are good. Got some, some comments and some praises, but no one asked any questions other than those 2 people that tried to jump on
the live. No. No space for you.
No space for you. Okay. So it's time to eat.
Okay, good.
Time to feed our bodies.
Yeah, and then once I post this, I could be like, hey, if you guys have questions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we would be happy to do readings for people too that, hop on and, she does angel cards and I do traditional tarot.
You have this deck.
We should do a live on my TikTok. It's not a podcast.
Well, you had me on the one time.
Yeah.
And you allowed me to share downloads with people that were asking questions.
Yeah. And that's what we should definitely do that.
And you do that with a couple other healers as well.
No.
I thought you had that one on that was reading you. That was based out of Boston.
She was reading me. That was the first time that it ever happened.
Okay. Yeah. She was very good.
That medium.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah. That was the first time. Yeah. That was the first time. And it was crazy because I intentionally brought you into co-host with me, but that was different.
That was different. Yeah.
And she read me. That's why I was like, nope, never. But yes, she did. But that was just, ended up just giving me a reading. But no, I had you on there like, reading other people with me.
Yes.
Yeah, which I love.
That was fun.
I love when other people like comment in too. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not like that. Yeah. I'm not like, no, let me give no, please share something.
It's the collective, right? Like I feel, and again, though, that's why you have moderators because it has to still remain a safe space. So if you get people in there that, to your point, not all healers have good intentions.
Nope.
That's why I'm always like, I'm not going to be the healer for everybody.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the healer.
Even like at the psychic fair when we had a booth there, like people go around and they totally check you out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what you're reading about? Hey, what's your vibe? And we had people that went around and checked everybody out and then like would come back.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of readers at those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's some wackos at that thing too.
Yeah, it really depends on which one you go to. The one in Indiana, I really love, but it's just so far.
Yeah.
Oh, like by IUP?
Yeah, she always has like a great vibe. Like the people that come to there, like, because there's so many readers and they all like do well. Like everybody that comes to her fair is like, you know, they're there. It's just such a good energy.
You can feel that.
Yeah, and that's what I said, but it's kind of far. I haven't done the really big one that they do, the tri-state, whatever. I mean, there's so many of them now.
There's a lot. That's
the thing. There was only a few, and now there's so many. Like this platform too is so great because people have those questions. Why do I think that?
Right.
Oh my God, am I crazy?
Right.
You know, because if you talk about it, I like me talking about The Simpsons and Disney. People who are muggles are going to listen to this and be like, she's fucking crazy. Like, whatever, crazy lady. People who are on a higher frequency.
Yep.
And that's why I said the people that don't like me, you're listening to country. I'm talking hip hop.
No, it's totally.
You're not going to like what I'm saying.
It's so funny you should say that though, because we were watching a show. This happens all the time. Well, we were watching Bad Boys, whatever the last one was,
Bad
and both
Boys
of
100.
Yeah, our husbands were like, what the fuck? Is this written for you guys? And I was like, like, it is so great. I was like, this is so, and we watched another movie not too long ago, and Jeff was like, I'm sorry, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
And it just like,
Rachel.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what happens.
Charlie does the same thing.
Yeah.
We like
No.
it.
Yeah.
And I love it though.
Yeah.
It's like reassuring. And I think when I really had my spiritual awakening, I felt so not alone anymore because I knew I wasn't alone.
Amen, sister.
And it was so even in my moments now, having this human experience where I have low moments and I have sad or dark moments, I can just ask, hey guys, my team of light, I need some support. I'm feeling real low right now.
Yeah.
And that for me has just been, that is such a gift. That might be the best gift that I have received after having my spiritual awakening, was just knowing that I'm not doing this by myself.
I literally did a meditation and it's called Giving It to the Holy Spirit. I go, have you guys ever tried that? And I took them into a building, a church. I was like, how does your church look? I'm like,
oh, I was on that meditation.
Yeah, like, do you see that light glowing at that altar? I'm like, give it to
everyone's them. Church was different. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Give it to them.
Yep.
Give it to the Holy Spirit and say, I can't. That's why I said right now, I was like, guys, you're asking a lot of me. I just don't have that amount of grace in me right now. It's coming. I'm not there.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because I think generally as I have grown through this, and again, we choose parents that give us different lessons and have people in our lives that give us different lessons. But when I am in that place where I'm unbothered, which is most of the time, honestly, I live in a space where all the things you're talking about with the hypocrisy and all of that really doesn't touch me. And then I'm like, wait, because I feel like I'm leveling up in those moments, right? Where I'm like, I could make a different choice here, but this really doesn't bother me, even though I can see it bother somebody else, right? And then I have to ask myself, okay, am I being in ego to feel like I have an inflated ego that this stuff doesn't bother me? And then I question it. When intuitively I feel like, no, like I'm vibrating on a higher level. Correct. Where like this shit just doesn't affect me because I'm protecting my peace at all costs.
Correct.
But there is still that like questioning of the ego that comes in.
You've done that a lot in your lifetimes.
Yeah.
Questioning instead of being like, sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, and I think that too, like when I'm making choices, and that's why I think knowing your Akashic profile, because when I went back and read what my 2 life path centers were, one of them is bringing light to truth, like bringing light in the dark areas. But what is truth really? Right. And the truth is you're harming people. What you guys are doing is harming people. You're allowed to make the choices that you make, but I'm letting you know that you're harming people, and I'm going to let you know that you're harming people.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And that's when I was
Right.
able to I was like, okay, because I had the same thing. I was like, is this my ego? Why am I triggered by this? And what is my intention and my purpose? And then I went back and read my report, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm a badass. That's right.
Oh, you're a baddie. But for me, it's like if something's not done out of love,
Yeah.
I'm not down for it.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
Like, and that comes down to like, even if somebody wrongs me,
Yeah.
I don't need to react back. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to retaliate.
Yeah.
I don't
retaliate. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
come
never
out
retaliate.
of love.
Yeah.
I don't actually give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
My
know
thing
if
is,
that's good or if that's
because
bad.
even and one of
Or
the
if it matters.
experiences is like me speaking up, but doing it kindly.
Right.
Because that's what I've done in my other lives. Like, I'll kill all of you.
Yeah, and you're like,
Just
I
been-
mean, let's, you know.
Threatening murder, guys.
You're all
Threatening
assholes.
murder.
That's right.
I'm gonna kill all of you. That's how I'm gonna handle
No,
this
you won't,
situation.
Margo.
Yeah. Here comes Todd. No, you're not, Kim. Exactly.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I did want to name this podcast. It's illegal to murder your husband. at
You
one
did.
point.
You did. That's a
Instead,
true
I'm
story.
just writing the book.
That's a true story.
I
So.
love it. I love
Trademarked.
it.
Don't steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, Tomies.
All right.
Let's wrap
Did you
this.
call us Tomies or homies?
Homies.
I heard Tomies, too.
I heard Tomies.
Yeah.
All right, Tomies.
I had Tomies. I was like,
All right.
oh.
Tomies. I don't even know what that means,
like
but
it.
we'll roll with it.
I like
don't
it.
either.
All right.
So, yeah, this has been so great. And I
Yes,
don't
thank
think
you
this,
guys.
well, I don't have to not think this isn't the last time.
No.
We will be
I loved
on
it.
the podcast together.
Yeah, I love it. I think next time will be like all questions
Yeah. Okay.
and be like, make sure you're watching so that
Yes.
you will hear the answer to your question.
To your
Okay.
question.
I like
yeah.
it. I like it.
They can email you guys or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can turn it
Email.
into
Yeah.
that. Because
Okay.
yeah, this is good.
This
I
is
love
beautiful. Thank you so
Yes.
much for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah, I love
coming and
this.
meeting with us and doing all the things. So now we get to awkwardly stand up and say goodbye to everybody.
All right.
All right, ciao. Bye.